honorable judges, respected teachers, and all of my beloved friends. I am Arnab Chakravarti of class 12 and I am speaking against the motion role of women in nation building. It's my pleasure to express my views and opinions in this context. So first of all, listen, overemphasizing the role of women in nation building might perpetuate gender-based distinctions. It is obvious that promoting specific gender-based themes can overlook the contributions and pose a challenge in front of the other gender. It can have so many negative effects, such as if we specifically talk about only the role of women in the vast field of nation building, it has high chances of creating a thought or sense of alienation among the men. And it is natural, after all the contributions men have done, that they might think that they are kept in the dark in this occasion. We have to think about that. Thus, it can create a toxic atmosphere between men and women. And sadly, it is against the very essence of nation building. Now I would like to draw your attention to some of the important points about our country's history. Talking about the history of our country, you can see we have witnessed contributions of men outclassing women in different aspects of nation building. Historical records often highlight the contributions of men due to traditional gender roles and societal norms which have favored men in positions of power and leadership. Men have historically played more significant role in building and maintaining infrastructure of the country. If we talk about the labor and working section of our country, throughout the years, it is easily we can say that the numbers of men are far above than that of women. Men have put more physical labor in construction of, let's say, transport system, machinery, buildings and institutions, monuments, etc., etc. You can see the efficiency of their efforts bearing the fruits of industrialization and globalization, which are the trademarks of a developed nation. In the early days of national development, participation of women was hindered and limited due to a variety of reasons. And because of that, men were indulged more in political bodies and have done more leadership roles since the time of our struggle for freedom. If we see the statistical records in economic development of our country, again, the contributions of women are overshadowed by the gender gap in this field. In this aspect, the contribution of women doesn't seem to be very efficient due to certain limitations, and we shall accept that and try to make a balanced argument. It is crystal clear that the role of women in nation building doesn't hold much significance when we specifically talk about that. To my opponent friend, I would like to say that it is really apt to make a detailed analysis consisting of both negative and positive factors rather than giving a false attitude. A more inclusive approach would recognize collective efforts and shared responsibilities, and thus evading any hypocritical representation. I want to conclude here, and I'm very excited to hear what my opponent friend has to say against this. Thanks everyone for